Hello and welcome to GMNC. I'm Prathisha Singh and you're watching Ballito TV. Today is Just Because Day and it's a great way to spread random acts of kindness. Send a thoughtful card to a friend just because. Call your grandparents just because. Pick up your neighbor's trash just because. Help out anyone in need just because. Now, can I get a drum roll? Because the final winner of our August competition and weekly Friday draw to win a slot for a business on GMNC is Amelia. She's from Seif Commercial. To commence our lineup for you today, Tony returns with more insightful and inspiring concepts. Ian from All Kill Pest Control will be sharing more than 30 years of his family's experience in the pest control industry with us. The Ballito TV app was developed by Michael Beuster, and he will be in studio today discussing all things app-related. Rene is the marketing expert at Lady Jane. She will be telling us about all the ways you can conveniently and discreetly purchase their products. You can look forward to some awesome sporting events this weekend. Matt Williams will surely keep you in the loop. Zoe will be interviewing musician Anton Crawthorn-Blazeby. Haley and Dion will provide the weather and surf reports, respectively. We will watch Anton's music, and he does the violin, so this should be very interesting. Round up the kids for Laugh Out Larry, that will play as per usual after the show. And now we'll move on to welcoming Tony. So, welcome to the show, Tony. It's
Thank you. Good
such
to
a
be
pleasure
back.
to have you back. Yeah.
Great, yeah. Last weekend of the month, last weekend of Women's Month.
I was just going to say that's a sad fact, but
No,
you know.
it's good. It's done and dusted. And also the last weekend of winter. So we're into spring very, very soon. As we've been talking about this week, you know, the natural laws of the universe, and we've been focusing a lot of attention around the law of attraction.
Yes.
And I did mention that I wanted to talk about the 6 mental faculties. Now, for the viewers out there watching, it might be a bit abstract to connect with these concepts, and it might be a little bit far-fetched. Okay. But the secret of manifesting what you really want in life is to connect with these 6 mental faculties very, very closely. And once we've mastered that, we realize that our manifestation process becomes a walk in the park. It literally can happen anytime, any day in your life.
Well, that's very good news.
Yeah. The first concept is perception. And as we're growing up, we start to collect all these different perceptions of life and how we see life. And sadly, we just basically allow that to block our manifestations and block our attempts at achieving results. The reason for that is that we become so dogmatic about the fact that our perception is the correct perception. And we need to understand that the moment we can change our perception of how we see things, then the things will change. Wayne Dwyer, the late Wayne Dwyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Well, that's a good one.
Now, take for example, Disha, the number 6. Now, if I've got the number 6 written on the floor here, and I'm looking at it, it's number 6 to me.
Yes.
But to you, it's number 9.
Yes.
So what we have to understand is that there's ability that we need to understand, that we have to grab onto changing our perception. And the more often we change our perception of life and everything that happens, the greater our opportunities to unblock the belief system that we've grown up with.
Okay.
Right? The second concept that we have to look around.
Tony, before you get there, what's a quick way, or what can the viewers do to change their perception?
Okay, I'm gonna try and talk around that a little later to bring all of that in as to how we actually change it.
Okay, good.
And the other concept we're looking at is reason, right? And the reason, Bob Proctor says, mental activity does not constitute thinking. Mental activity does not constitute thinking. How weird is that? There's only 2% of the people that actually do think.
Wow.
3% of the population think they think. And 95% of the population would rather die than think.
Look at that.
All we're doing is we're just getting stuff in our mind that serves no purpose. We're not making any concerted effort to think. And the moment we can grab that concept and grasp it and manage to practice the way we have to think actively and consciously, the whole reason behind all of your thoughts and your manifestation changes magnificently as well. The third concept is will. And the opportunities we have is to focus on an idea without any distractions. And will is the power to do that. where you focus on not looking at all the distractions. Like say, for example, some people have left the full-time job and are now going into business. How many of the people that have heard, oh, you're never going to make it, this, what's going on, the economy is not going to really help you to get going on your own and things. But when you focus on just the idea that you have and not on the distraction and all the other vibes that are going around, you're able to achieve results. And that's how powerful it is. The other concept that we have to focus on is memory. Now, how often we hear people say, oh, I've got a very bad memory, I've got a poor memory, I don't have a good memory. And memory is memory. Every one of us has an absolutely powerful memory. But it is like a muscle. Like all of these concepts we talked about is like a muscle that must be exercised. That's how we actually manage to master these techniques in terms of understanding and strengthening these mental faculties. The one that I love most, number 5, is imagination. The power of imagination is just unbelievable. Imagination is like a window to the future. And it comes in when you're visualizing, it comes in when you are doing your affirmations, and it is the power to look at the future in the present state. And when we can imagine what we really want, there's anything that you see has been actually imagined first in the mind before you held it in your hand. And that's how powerful the power of imagination is. And again, one has to take time to every day to focus on the power of imagination. Like we were talking about the car that you wanted.
Yes,
right?
my Ferrari.
Yes. Now you got to sit down and look at yourself in that car, the color that you chose, the interior that you've chose, how whatever you want to in that car, whether it's manual, automatic, all of that stuff. You imagine yourself sitting in that there. And if you can manage to get that to 17 seconds, you're on the road to manifestation. You take it up to 68 seconds, it's a done deal. And the last one is intuition. They talk of that gut feeling. And so often we don't trust that gut feeling. So often we doubt it. And what I want to encourage the viewers this morning is to look at the gut feeling as giving you a message of hope. It is definitely genuine, it's authentic. So those 6 mental faculties, when we put them together, it requires us to practice it every day. That's the secret. Now, many people are not manifesting what they really want because we're not focusing on the 6 mental faculties. We're focusing on the 5 senses. And that's not going to get us to where we want to go. So that's my talk for this morning, is to look at, encourage the viewers to spend this weekend and start looking at how we can strengthen all of these different mental faculties and make it work for us.
Well, that's awesome, and that's excellent. Thank you for that, Tony.
Yeah, sure.
So I hope you all work on your 6 mental faculties. You have the weekend to do so. And also you can catch Tony's rerun on our stream this weekend, Saturdays. So thank you to Dura Coffee Machines and Salt Rock Coffee for our morning show coffee. And it's on Saturdays. You can catch Tony's rerun on Saturdays. The whole week, GMNC will play on Saturday. So you can enjoy that this weekend. And after the break, we'll be chatting to Ian from All Kill Pest Control. Welcome back, and I hope you've been having an awesome morning with us this morning. And we're going to welcome Ian from All Kill Pest Control. Welcome, Ian. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me, Prathisha.
So, Ian, you guys are from All Kill Pest Control, and I am very sorry for your loss. I know your dad started the business more than 30 years ago, but he's no longer with us. So that's tough shoes to fill, but you guys are doing a fantastic job. So let's talk about that.
No, thanks. Thanks, Prathisha. So we moved to South Africa in '92, and I was only a young sprog, and my sister Zoe was only 6 months old. And Dad was employed by a big pest control company called Rent-A-Kill, and he tested really well. When he did his exams to become a pest controller, he managed to get himself in a good position, and they offered him a chance to move overseas to South Africa.
Yes.
And so we came to South Africa with Rent-A-Kill, and shortly after, he realized that South Africa was a place where you could really, start your own business and grow it. And so yeah, he shortly after moving here, he started his own thing, All Kill Pest Control. The name from, at the time everyone used a phone book.
Yes.
to find their, pest controllers, and A was at the top. So All Kill Pest Control, yeah, we got some phone calls. And
So he wanted to be on the A-list from back then.
That's it, yeah. He was an A-lister, that's for sure.
So your dad, Robbie, obviously made a big impact and had lots and lots of business and clients and things. So you guys are busy with that now, and you offer a lot of household, commercial, and industrial products. So you want to tell us a bit about those services?
Absolutely. So he built up a huge business in his own right. So he was very personal with his customers, and that's probably stemming from his UK background. He wanted to have that personal connection with everyone, and he was quite a personality in the community as well.
And of course, being around in the industry for like more than 30 years, I'm sure he definitely made his mark and had relationships with people and things.
For sure. He had a really good reputation, and we want to try and build on that. Obviously, second generation businesses, we realize the pitfalls that can happen there. So we've taken Dad's model, and we really want to keep that our center focus, and make sure we stick to his ideals, and really, if anything, just grow on that, and do it slowly, and try and grow on that. Yeah, we do cover, a large portion of our day-to-day stuff is residential properties, ants, cockroaches, rats,
And in terms of following Dad's model, so you guys
Yeah.
are not changing much. So
No.
you still are going to be as reliable and reputable, and provide the same awesome service.
We hope so. Obviously, my mom is still very heavily involved. She basically runs me. So she's on the ball, and Mom's got that accounting mindset where she can really, keep things in place, and so she's the backbone of the business still. And she always has been, even since the onset. Dad was just the face,
Of course.
and the
That's
workhorse.
generally how it works with women and stuff, We just kind of take over.
It is Women's Month.
Yes, so you're going to let me have that one.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the household services.
Yeah.
Let's start there. What do you guys offer?
Yeah, so like I said, the ants, the cockroaches, and the rats are probably our, day-to-day bread and butter.
Okay.
Termites, obviously they cause a lot of issues in homes. We do drill and pump treatments or rodding, we do quite a lot of them every week. Obviously a lot of the land around KZN previously was, what is now residential, previously was sugarcane land, and a lot of untreated, so termites can be a big issue. Obviously there's a lot of other little nunus out there that we handle. Yeah, we really do. Yeah, we try and cover everything. The only pest that we don't take care of is wood borer, which we're in the process of setting ourselves up in that as well. I just need to study a bit more.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Growth is always great.
For sure, at the tender age of 36.
You never too old to learn.
Absolutely.
And then from a commercial and more industrial, what kind of services? Is it
So
on a
Dad
bigger
built up,
scale?
yeah, Dad built up a nice clientele of restaurants and shops and that sort of thing where, you know, cockroaches are obviously an issue in a heated environment, and you know, the restaurants that we take care of, we love to go there and eat. So we make sure they don't have any cockroaches or you know, any new-noos to get in the food. And it's a big part of our business. You know, obviously restaurants need to be done every month, so it is quite continuous, and yeah, it's a big part of our business. And then obviously industrial, factories and that sort of thing. You know, rodents, massive issue. We've got quite good at taking care of them. Yeah, we use pesticides or rodenticides that we try and look after the wildlife in the area. Obviously, wild birds and, you know, even dogs and cats might pick up a dead rat and maybe eat a bit of it. And so the pesticides that we use help with secondary poisoning, which is a big part of our, yeah, we love wildlife. You know, my wife and I are always in the parks, and we want to try and look after the beautiful fauna and birds that we have around.
Yes, especially in the area that we're fortunate to live in.
Absolutely,
We
yeah.
have a lot.
Absolutely.
And just to
Ballito
get
is
back
beautiful.
then to the household products, so that's safe for cats and dogs you mentioned, as well as young children?
Yeah, for sure. We do a couple of schools, a couple of nursery schools. You know, there's those little black spiders that crawl through the grass, and every now and again a kid gets bitten, so we take care of that. And obviously the stuff that we use is safe for them. You know, we do a retirement village, well, a few retirement villages, and even a couple of clinics. So the stuff
the products are safe.
The products that we use, I say the stuff. Dad used to call it the muti. The muti we use is safe for humans, animals. We've got pets.
You're just killing the pests.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
it is targeted just at what we want to kill, and that is very important to us.
Well, that's awesome. And Ian, how can we get hold of you guys?
So obviously we're on the social platforms, All Kill Pest Control. Mom actually has Dad's phone, and
So you've got the same number.
So the same number applies. It's 0845 11 22228. It's one of the only numbers. That number, my own number, my wife's number, that I know off by heart. So yeah,
that's quite an important
It
one.
is quite an easy number to remember. Yeah, and obviously email and online at allkillpestcontrol.co.za.
Well, awesome. Thank you. That's very insightful, and thank you for sharing it with us. I know it was quite emotional for you as
of
well.
course.
I mean, it's a very heartfelt business.
It is.
So-
It's close to heart, and we'd like to keep it going strong.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ian.
Thanks.
And I hope you will check out All Pest Control.
All Kill.
All Kill Pest Control.
There we go.
Thank you for that. All Kill Pest Control. And stay tuned with us. Next up, we'll be chatting to Michael Beuster from Skylark Digital, and he developed the Ballito TV app.
I'm Monet.
I'm Mandy,
I'm Devin.
and we are
Ballito TV.
We are a streaming channel showcasing content-rich programming that appeals to a wide audience.
Ballito TV officially launched on the 1st of February 2021 and has already attracted over 500,000 viewers worldwide.
Viewers are able to select their preferred device and way in which to watch Ballito TV, either live on our Facebook page, our website, YouTube channel, or by downloading our app free from the Play Store.
Best of all, if you've missed one of our shows, catch up at your own convenience by visiting our catch-up platform on our website and our app.
Ballito TV offers a variety of advertising from as little as 1,000 Rand. So the misconception that advertising through this medium is out of reach for most businesses is totally incorrect.
Get in touch today by emailing hello@ballito.tv or send your name and details to our WhatsApp line on 066 232 1385 and we will give you a call.
Welcome back to GMNC, and now we're chatting with Michael Beuster from Skylark Digital. Welcome, Michael. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Hey, Prathisha. Thank you so much.
Cool. So we're talking all things apps.
Apps, websites, mobile apps, distribution apps, paid apps, in-apps, yeah, everything.
And now we just got used to social media, and let's chat about the next step then.
Okay, well, the next step, you know, the people don't realize that there are so many different platforms of apps. And apps itself doesn't have to be something that is self-contained within their own devices. There's now apps available on WhatsApp Business, there's apps available on Facebook Business. There's so many different platforms in order for a company to get across what they need and get a return on investment on it without them having to go and spend fortunes, which we'll get to just now. But the life cycle of that is that social media has helped a lot within that, a lot within marketing. But it doesn't convert that into sales and into anything that can give a return on investment to a company. And that's where app and app development come into the play.
Okay, so how do we know if we need to get an app or if we should get an app?
Well, you know, here's the thing. Many companies don't do the correct research that they're supposed to when it comes to if they are able to get what they need across on a website, right? Versus a customer experience on a handset. So a lot of, 90% of website development nowadays is geared for mobile site responsiveness.
Yes.
So you go onto a website and it looks all cool. But companies want to take over that screen retail, right? And they don't want to have any kind of connections and internet connection issues and problems with it. So they create what they call a progressive web app, which is a PWA. Now, PWA looks really nice. It is a website that loads up, it loads onto your phone, it puts a little icon there, it gives you a full screen, full retail, but it's short of a few aspects of a native app. We'll get to that now.
Okay.
But what they can do is they can then say, okay, well, I'm going to put my products onto a PWA, which looks like a takeover phone website, and I can sell my products on there, right? So the biggest mistake that a lot of people have is that, oh, I need an app, I need to get a big app development going, whereas they can actually accomplish that on a website and on a PWA.
Okay. So it's
Now,
kind of
there's
like
a massive
middle
cost
ground.
difference there as well, because a website being HTML5, being up and ready, a lot of WordPress sites do this, a lot of even Wix sites have that capability. So those platforms and that availability on your knowledge is actually free. You know, you can download it, you can play around, you can get yourself an app developed and you can put it on your own phone. It won't cost you a cent, okay? But will it be effective? Will it be designed correctly? Will it have the user experience needed and designed for that? And is it the right approach? And that's the next step. Because if you don't have that right approach, and if you are, let's say, needing more device-eccentric features such as geolocation, tap to control, any device-specific needs, then your PWA is not going to cut it for you. And then you say, hold on, I've got this great app, it's on a website, I've got my Facebook links into it, but it's not working. And then you realize, no, but there's certain compatibility issues between different devices.
Okay.
And then comes the app development. They say, hold on, I need to grow into my app development. And then they get smashed on the door with a massive influx of how to go about creating an app, what does it entail, and how many different solutions there are. Because at the moment, people develop for Apple, people develop for Android, people develop for Huawei. Now that's actually, there's three major players in the market that if you want to get an app out, you need to get into those stores, okay?
Yes.
And therein becomes a problem because they say, well, I'm going to have to now develop 3 apps for 3 phones. And then latest technology says, well, we can now create a hybrid application. And a hybrid means I'm going to develop one app in one code set, but deploy it to 3 different platforms and well, actually multiple Windows phones as well.
Okay.
That development becomes costly. And that's when you sit down with a developer and you say, well, am I achieving what I need to achieve on a website? Am I achieving my return on investment? Do I need something? For instance, you want to have a little private gym and you want people to come in and join you online and you want to have a paid experience, but you don't want internet connection issues.
Yes.
You want to be able to have certain recorded videos that you've had live and put on there and embedded, which is downloaded and saved on the user's device.
Yes.
So if they go to Kurumanstad or wherever they are on holiday and they open the app, they can continue their little gym session without internet and stuff. So there's a big difference on how to in the beginning, set out if you want to accomplish this live or if you want to accomplish this on a user's handset after the fact.
Okay. So it's more kind of if you want to record videos and have things available without data and without internet issues and
100%.
Wi-Fi, you won't need any
Not
of
even
that.
video, because that gets a little bit more complex. And just on the word complex, that is where apps grow phenomenally. Okay, that's the difference between a website, for instance, that'll cost 5,000 to 10,000 rand, versus a PWA, which will cost maybe 15,000 rand, versus a entry-level app at 20 to 30,000 rand, all the way to 500,000 rand, because of the complexity of it and the amount of development data going into it and development time to structure it up properly. You get people that don't want to join a plugin on their site to have a delivery service because they want to control their own database and their own delivering companies within it.
Right.
So they bring that all in-house and they develop. So that development time is what costs money. And all of a sudden an app can go from its infant stages into a full-blown stage and you've spent R500,000 rand on it. But that is a return on investment. So it's a big decision and a big choice.
Definitely.
Very, very big choice.
Mm-hmm. And for people that are just thinking about approaching a developer, what should they be wary of, if I could say?
You know what? Okay, finances and hidden costs. So many times they would say, hi, I'd like a quote on what I need done. And what they need done gets given to them as a ballpark figure. And the developers would and should say, well, you've got server costs, you've got streaming costs, you've got change of scope costs, which means you sit down and you say, oh, I want something to do my hair. Great, that's nice. And then during the development, you say, but I'd like a light switch to happen and I'd like something else to happen. So anything that involves during that app, you yourself would need to keep about 20 to 30% extra above your budget to compensate for those little bells and whistles and fees, because a lot of them grow. A lot of the needs and necessities of, oh, hold on, we're taking X and Y data, but we need Z as well. And that grows the scope. And a lot of people say, hold on, now I've run out of budget, which is a very, very big and real thing. Excuse me. And so running out of budget, when you get into bigger apps, there's investors on board, and there's a whole lot of animosity that creates within that sphere. So a development house needs to be upfront with that and say, look, you are going to have that issue. You're going to run into financial problems, or you know, there will be small things that will come out the woodwork later. And the minute you've got that all down, you've got to take that decision and say, well, how do I execute this? Can I achieve this with a website? Can I achieve it with a PWA? Can I achieve it with an app? Will it be reaching all people? Do I even need to reach all those people? I mean, that's the biggest thing. Can I get some money from it? A lot of people have got, and I deal with this weekly, I get hey, I've got a great idea. Can we smash an app together? And I say, yes, 100%. But what is the purpose? What's the point? And if it is an amazing concept and if it's something new and unique, you go ahead and you develop it, you give it out, you try and disperse it as much as possible, and then you include advertising onto that, and that's your return on investment. So a lot of people have got I've got a product now and I want to rent it out, or I'm going to make money back later.
Cool. Thank you very much, Michael. That was very educational, especially for those of us that are not very
deep
clued
for a
up.
Friday day.
But yeah, we got to have the education and keep on growing. So that's awesome. Thank you very much. And next up, we will have Rene from Lady Jane, and she'll be sharing with us their new marketing strategies and how you can purchase things conveniently and discreetly. We'll see you soon.
We have rich experience in the handling of hazardous products, which allow us to offer advice to clients on the handling, packaging, labeling, and documentation requirements for these dangerous goods by air, sea, and road.
The UN-approved fiberboard boxes are of the highest quality and are tested to a Packing Group 1 standard. This means that hazardous materials with a high degree of danger may be packed into these fiberboard boxes. Boxes are tested and approved as 4GV special packaging. UN 4GV packages are certified so that a variety of non-tested inner packaging may be used. These boxes have passed some of the most stringent testing requirements. All boxes are double-walled and stapled, not glued, for extra strength.
All of our plastic 25-litre jerry cans are fluorinated Fluorination prevents the container paneling and distorting and reduces chemical permutation, weight loss, odor, emission and flavor or fragrance loss. HasPack can pack all types of general and fragile cargo, everything from high-value paintings to heavy industrial equipment. Fragile cargo items may be bubble-wrapped and packed in double-wall boxes, which are filled with polystyrene chips for extra cushioning and protection. A variety of stock boxes are available on request. HasPack offers shrink wrapping, strapping and securing. Heavy industrial items may be strapped and secured onto heavy-duty pallets, which are built to suit the individual items. Plywood cases may be used for fragile items being transported by air and slatted crates being used for heavier items.
HasPack offers the following courses: IATA Dangerous Goods Cat 6 course, Dangerous Goods Regulations IATA Cat 5, 8 and 12, Dangerous Goods Regulation IATA Cat 6.2, which refers to infectious substances, Dangerous Goods Regulations IATA Cat 10, which refers to pilots training, Dangerous Goods Regulation IMDG, which refers to International Maritime Dangerous Goods.
For more information on what we can do for you, contact us.
Welcome back to GMNC, and now we're chatting with Rene from Lady Jane. So Rene, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me over here.
Awesome, and you're the marketing expert at Lady Jane, right?
If you
I
want to
can call you
me
expert.
that.
That's fine, you've done
Thank
enough.
you
I
so
can call
much,
you
yeah.
expert. So Rene, you guys have both physical stores and you have online stores.
That's correct.
Do you want to tell us some of the benefits?
Well, obviously every company needs online stores. It's the way of the future. A lot of our clients that do order online, they prefer to come in store eventually to come and collect their stock and actually see it.
Yes.
A lot of the times when you're ordering online, you have a point of, you see what you see online, but when you see it in person, it's totally different. And sometimes we're expecting something different, and then the ladies can assist them in store, and they're just amazing like that.
So
So,
let's
yes.
talk about those lovely ladies that you mentioned. They're all very educated and they're always growing with their learnings, and you guys have a lot of input from actual professionals in the industry, gynecologists and
That's
people
correct, yes.
that can actually teach the ladies. So yeah, tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, so yes, we've got the ladies in all the various stores, and obviously every store is different. We've got different clientele in every area. I'm sure as you saw during this week, everybody had different topics of conversation, and it's
Yes.
more their focus in that area that you'll find that they are just really good at going beyond where they mean to go, these amazing women.
They really have a
And
passion for it. I mean,
they
you could tell very
do.
clearly when you
They
chat to them.
are amazing, and they've got this way of just making people feel very comfortable and opening up, and they really are. I'm very blessed to work with these amazing women. So yes, and they go and they research and they speak to professionals in finding ways to assist clients with very special special circumstances that they have. So, and obviously we're very discreet about it. So no names are mentioned, and then from there we give one-on-one attention to those special circumstances as well.
And you did mention to me, I mean, people are really opening up to what you guys offer and stuff, but you do have the discreet and subtle stuff for the less comfortable with it people, you know.
Yes.
So you guys cater for both, and that's fantastic.
Yes. The nice thing about the online side is I land up calling a lot of the people, well, all of them, and giving them a bit of one-on-one attention, getting them to open up a little bit. A lot of the people don't want to come in store, and by the time I'm finished talking to them, they go in store and they meet these incredible women. They're feeling a lot more comfortable about going in store. So I would probably say that about 80% to 85% of our clients do go in store unless they are in the outlying areas that we haven't opened up stores yet.
So the online's kind of like a window.
Yes.
You kind of, you know, you get a feel for what you guys have to offer.
That's
and that
correct.
sort of thing.
We also do a lot of WhatsApp talking, and
wow.
we'll send video tutorials that the ladies will help me make to explaining certain products to the clients that are outside the areas. That can be so much fun. And the clients love it, and they just keep coming back over and over. So it's just amazing. Yes.
And Rene, tell us about these toy parties that you guys indulge in.
Yes, we absolutely love those. So we do various ones. We've got obviously the bridal showers, which there's usually 2 of us or more that will go to that, which is lots and lots of fun. We'll put together little hamper packs for you if you'd like us to. We play a lot of games to take the pressure off the host.
Rene, I can see the fun in your face already.
It's just lots.
Just thinking about it.
Yes, it's lots and lots of fun. We can play games. We can blindfold the bride, and she can choose toys. So we can have little giftings as well that we can do for the bride. So it's a lot of fun. And the girls who do it with me, they absolutely love it. So it's really awesome.
That's super.
Yes, and then we've got our toy parties,
Yes.
which is obviously a little bit more discreet, and the discretion over there is, and it's a lot of one-on-one in-depth conversation as well. We can do that for the bridal showers, but we tend to do it more for the toy parties unless the brides ask us for that. You are able to buy from us on the day or the evening.
So the products are available.
Yes, and obviously cash. We have a card machine or Zapper, whatever's to your most convenience. And then we'll set up in a separate room at the toy parties, and the ladies can then come over there and actually ask us questions privately if
So
they
kind
want
of like
to.
a consultation.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
Which is really lovely.
So all those
yes.
hidden questions that you have and that you're not comfortable
Exactly.
asking anyone else, you guys are that personal best friend.
Yes, yes. Just think of us as your sexologists.
Nice.
Yes. And then we have obviously the events that we do, which are lovely. I mean, it's so nice. It's more of a marketing and advertising type of thing at the events. We'll set up very discreetly on the side in a nice quieter area with good lighting, have our beautiful banners up, and then people can come to us and ask questions on the side.
So that's also quite educational.
It is, yes. And then from there, obviously, we'll give a bit of one-on-one attention. And if you're confident enough to buy while you're at the event, then yes, you're more than welcome to do that as well.
That's awesome. And then you guys currently have 4 physical stores, right?
That's correct. We over there we're right over here in Ballito.
We are, it's close to home.
Exactly. And that is behind the Lifestyle Centre at Platinum Park. And that's where you will find Chloe and Linda.
Okay.
And then we have our 2 beautiful ladies in Gillets, which is at the Gillets Centre. And that is, sorry, my brain.
That's okay. And the Umhlanga store recently moved, right? So
yes,
you want
that's
to tell
correct.
us where the
yes.
new...
That is at Outlet Park.
Okay.
We used to be just around the corner from there, and now we've moved to Outlet Park, which is 6 times the size. It's our beautiful big store. BDSM and bondage is obviously becoming a way that people through 50 Shades of Grey are becoming a little bit more open. And as you come inside there,
you don't have a Christian Grey hidden in one of the cupboards by any chance?
Unfortunately not.
No, okay.
But as you walk into the store, you obviously sanitize with our beautiful sanitizing dildo, and you would then go around, and we have a beautiful mural of the owner Charmaine with chains hanging down in the BDSM section with studs.
Cool.
It's a real feature wall that everybody is talking about. So yes, and then we're in 4 Ways in Santon. And then from there, yes, we will hopefully
Thank you for
open
joining
more.
us for the fun chat. It definitely was fun and entertaining. I'm sure everybody agrees. Thank you very much, Renee. And I hope you'll visit a Lady Jane store soon.
Yes.
And next up, Matt Williams will be keeping us in the loop about what we have to look forward to this weekend. I'm sure it's a lot more innocent and clean, hey?
Hi guys, Jason here from Chapman Building. Looking forward to introducing a new 13-episode series called Under Construction with Chapman Building. We will be covering various aspects of the building industry and our business to educate and help Ballito residents understand more about the building industry.
And I'm the CEO and founder of the Educational Studio. The Educational Studio started with our private tuition department, which has grown astronomically over the years and evolved into now what we call our alternative learning program, which has become a fundamental pillar of the Ballito community. We cater to all children from all walks of life and from all facets of the Ballito community. We tailor our learning programs to cater to the individual learner. Visit us to see how we can help improve your child's academic life.
Good morning. Welcome to the Educational Studio. My name is Joy Hartley. The Educational Studio is an alternative education institution. We cater to the needs of learners who are looking for a different approach to teaching and learning. The Educational Studio offers a structured learning program in a unique, supportive and relaxed environment. Our small class sizes encourage a greater focus on personalised learning and teacher interaction. The Educational Studio offers tuition in both the CAPS curriculum and international curricula for all learners in grades 2 to 12. Please call us today on 032 940 4471.
Morning sports fans, let's kick it off with some football news and more specifically the Premier League, as Manchester City's manager Pep Guardiola said on Wednesday he plans to leave the English champions when the end of his current contract ends in 2023 and hopes to eventually take charge of a national team. The former Barcelona player has won three Premier League titles in the last 5 seasons in charge of City, and his last term took them to the Champions League final where they lost 1-0 to Chelsea. In selected fixtures coming up this weekend, on Saturday, the early game at 1:30, it's Man City against Arsenal. Game kicking off at 4 p.m, it's Norwich City against Leicester. And probably the game of the weekend at 6:30, it's Liverpool hosting Chelsea. On Sunday, 2 highlights to look forward to. At 3 p.m, it's Spurs against Watford. And at 5:30, Wolves host Man United. Moving to some local football news now, in the MTN 8 in full focus, the first leg semi-finals coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's Golden Arrows against Sundowns, and then Sunday at 3 p.m. it's Cape Town City versus Morocco Swallows. Moving to some rugby news now, and local rugby in full focus with the Colin Currie Cup semi-finals coming up in the next few weeks, and their disappointing loss to the Tafellager Griquas in their penultimate league fixture did not end the Colin Currie Cup hopes. But considering that they need to get back into the semi-final bracket, the smart money shouldn't be on them surviving. The Toyota Cheetahs are now out of contention following their defeat to the New Nation Pumas on Sunday. And of course, the Sigma Lions fell by the wayside long before that. So Western Province, who are now in 5th place, are now effectively the only team outside the top 4 who still stand a mathematical chance of qualifying for the playoffs. That is because while they are 3 points behind 3rd place Griquas, who looked full value for that position given the way they easily brushed aside Province's challenge on Sunday, and 2 points behind the Pumas, the two teams ahead of them both playing each other in the final league fixture coming up this weekend. Those full fixtures look forward to at tomorrow at 2:30. It's the Griquas against Pumas, as mentioned. At 5:15, the Bulls host the Cheetahs, and at 7 p.m. it's Sharks against the Western Province. Moving to some cricket news now, and the third test, the second day, England in full control there, ending on 423 for 8. They lead India by 345. Day 3 will continue from midday today. And finally, some motorsport news, Formula 1 that is, as Max Verstappen will seek to exert a degree of home advantage by beating Lewis Hamilton to revive his title bid as Formula 1 returns after their mid-season summer break at the Belgian Grand Prix. The Belgian-born Dutchman saw a comfortable 33-point lead turn into an 8-point deficit at the British and Hungarian Grand Prix the last month before the annual shutdown. He knows he needs to bounce back strongly in the next 2 events in front of his orange army of fans. The main race gets underway at 3 p.m. on Sunday. I'm Matt Williams from Good Morning North Coast Sport. You have yourself an awesome sporting weekend, and we'll catch you back here on Monday.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome, and thank goodness it's Friday because I get to sit down with my favorite people in the world. And today we are joined by Anton Crawthorn-Blazeby, and I'm so proud of myself for getting your surname right. Welcome, Anton. Now, you're going to be the first artist of your kind to join us, and it's funny how talking to people in the studio before you came in, I was like, Anton's coming, he's a fiddle player. Because that's the way my dad always said. They go, huh? What's that? I said, violin. Oh, okay. And then they're with us. So I would love to talk today a bit about how the two are connected, but what makes them different. Can you educate us?
I can try. Okay, so there's a very famous, or is a very famous violinist called Chuck Powderman. And he mentioned the thing, if you were to look at a photograph of a fiddle and a violin side by side, could you spot the difference? And you'd be amazed at how many people say, yes, of course we can spot the difference. Absolutely wrong. It's exactly the same instrument. The difference is in the style in which you play it. So the violin is very much more in terms of a classical feeling, symphonies, quartets, all of that sort of thing. And then the fiddle is more in terms of, say, playing bluegrass, playing rock, playing jazz. Well, jazz, it kind of blurs a little bit, violin, fiddle. It's very much, but it's all very much in the style you play it. So a fiddle would be more sort of bluegrass music, Western music, Cajun, Irish music, especially Celtic music. So in a sense, the violin is kind of quite a single melodic line. With the fiddle, you're very much crossing strings. It's a much looser sort of feeling. And both totally valid. I mean, you can't really say that this one's better than the other, no matter how much down your nose you prefer to look at it, depending on which camp you're in.
Yeah. Now obviously, with your playing, we've played together in an Irish band, which is now unfortunately retired since my dad's passing. But I'm so glad we had the time together. And so obviously, I've seen you playing Irish fiddle music, and I've dabbled my hand at it. But you actually took time in Ireland, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
To actually learn from the people that play fiddle in Ireland. How long was that for?
Well, I was very lucky. I mean, I was classically trained from a very early stage and kind of did very much of that. But I always kind of had an interest in Celtic fiddle. And in '97, I was lucky enough to go over to Europe with the band that I was in at the time, Landscape Prayers, and managed to spend probably about 2 months in all, sort of mostly in Dublin and Galway, just sort of sitting in the background in sessions and kind of slowly picking up a tune, learning from people. Came back with like 3 or 4 books full of Irish music, which I dedicated quite a bit of time to. And then at one point there was actually a Celtic band called Celtis with 2 of my friends who know in Canada. And then, yeah, a couple of years ago, hooked up with Zoe and Robbie. Yeah, I miss Robbie very much.
Yes, we all do. We all do. I can't play with another drummer though. There's many good drummers out there, but yeah, I think we were named Biddy McGraw's Kelly Band, and we've had to hang that one up. But that's okay. All right, now moving on. I know you're not big on Facebook, so people don't really see you online. So I don't think, because so many people online, they don't really realize. Just for me, yeah, when I talk about you, I've been telling people we've got the best fiddle player in the country. We are so lucky. And I can actually tell you, I don't know if I've ever told you this, Anton, but when we first saw you at Splashy, I'm trying to remember which band you were with, but you were always on stage at least 2 or 3 times throughout the weekend. I remember I was 13 years old and my dad and I were like this, and we went, goodness, we have to get on stage with this man at some point. And it took years.
You did.
About 15 years later.
I got on stage with you guys.
And we did it. We finally accomplished it. So that was a big wish for me, getting to get on stage, because I was only learning how to play very, very basic violin at that point. So to see you practically shredding it on stage. I mean, it's, people have this idea in their head of what violin looks like and what it should sound like. And then Anton steps onto stage and just blows people's minds. So you've been blowing my mind for years. So I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm so grateful I got to play with you when I did. So tell me, obviously lockdown, we've had to, the gigging has been coming and going a lot over the course of the last 1.5 years or so. But you've been busy in quite a few different projects with different bands and artists. Have you got anything new coming up that we should know about?
Well, mostly, I'm involved in sort of 3 major projects at the moment. One is a bluegrass band called the Mottled Crew. We do barn dances, we do concerts, we do all sorts of whatever, yeah, Kaylee sluts.
That sounds fun.
There's also a lovely gypsy band called the South Jersey Pom Poms, and that's all original music. Unfortunately, that's been very quiet during lockdown. And then there's my solo stuff. And there's also a quartet called Tangent Strings. So weddings, quartets, bluegrass, barn dances, jazz. There's a whole lot of options. And I'm very lucky that this instrument is so versatile, because it means there's always something going on somewhere which I can kind of...
So versatile. That's incredible. It's just opening people's eyes and people's minds to this. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here, Anton. Now, I know you're not big on Facebook, but people can catch you on your email address?
Yeah.
Which is?
antonlope66@gmail.com.
Okay.
And there is a vague Facebook site called Anton Crawthorn-Blazeby Violinist.
Really? We couldn't find it?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
You're not big on Facebook,
active.
but that's okay. Yeah. We love you, and at least people will know how to contact you. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. So you guys know where to find Anton. We absolutely love him. He's so talented. We are going to be moving on to the weather and surf report next.
with Haley and Dion. I will see you same time, same place next week.
Good morning everyone and welcome to your weather for today, brought to you by Ballito Gas and Bride. Today is partly sunny and hot, windy in the afternoon met moontlike gevare van dehydrasie en heatstrokes tydens sekere aktiwiteite, so wees maar versigtig vandag. We have a high of 33 degrees and a low of 15 degrees. The real feel will be 33 degrees as well and the real feel shade 31 degrees. We have an east-northeasterly wind at 22 kilometers per hour and wind gusts at 48 kilometers per hour. Ons het 'n volle 3% kans vir reën vandag and the sunrise will be at 6:17 a.m. and the sunset at 5:38 p.m. En net so voor Augustus ons opgewonde maak oor 'n bietjie hitte, wil die vroue maand haar laaste naweek gebruik om te wys dat sy nog 'n klein bietjie mood swings het. Saturday we have a high of 17 degrees and a low of 10 degrees. And Sunday we have a high of 17 degrees as well and a low of 10 degrees. Next up will be your surf report brought to you by 10/10 Skryfbehoeftes and Dion Bosman from Victory Surf. Enjoy your weekend and we'll see you on Monday.
Good morning, Ballito, and welcome to Friday morning's beach report and an overview for the weekend. And wow, what a crazy weekend we've got ahead of us. Today we've got a light northerly breeze for most of the morning. The ocean's a complete mess from that big easterly yesterday, so I can't really say it's going to be good today because it's definitely not. There is a big westerly buster that's going to hit us at around 2 o'clock this afternoon and going to bring lots and lots of big surf, but it's going to be all over the place for this afternoon as well. So definitely not a surf day today and not much of a beach day, although we've got really warm 30-degree temperatures just ahead of this massive cold front that's going to hit us this afternoon. It's going to rain the whole of Saturday and the temperature is going to plummet to almost 11 degrees and 10 degrees over the weekend. Saturday is a no-no, lots of rain, lots of big wind and lots of big swell. But Sunday looks really good. Sunday the wind drops completely, and even though it's freezing cold, it's going to be really good surf. Solid 2-meter swell on Sunday with light westerly breezes and good big swell. Check your beaches carefully. The waves will be rather big and only the beaches that hold a big swell like the bog will be surfable. I think the swell direction is perfect and the wind is perfect, but just check the swell. Be careful on Sunday, it's going to be big, and also make sure you've got a nice thick wetsuit. Enjoy your weekend and we'll talk again on Monday.
And thank you for joining us this morning on GMNC. It's been such a pleasure the whole week as well. I hope you've had a fantastic week and you've got lots to ponder this weekend with Tony's insightful concepts. And you can watch us again this on Saturday, that's tomorrow morning. You can catch the whole week's GMNC in the morning. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Have a fantastic rest, and we'll see you next week. Same time, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. We'll see you on Monday. Thank you.